There are so many values in Islam that people who don't know Islam have no idea about, and maybe if they did, would change their perception. Islam is a beautiful religion, it's a peaceful religion, it's a religion of surrender. It teaches you that help other Muslims, but not only Muslims. You should be kind to every human being, because humans are Allah's favorite creation. He favors humans more than his angels. I'm Salwia. I'm originally from Poland. I've lived in UK for last 20 years. My parents are practicing Catholics, and as far as I remember, we always celebrated every Christian holidays, Christmas. We used to go to church every Sunday. It was always more of a chore rather than something of a spiritual value. There are so many stories of good Muslims, of good deeds which aren't shared in media. I used to think that Muslim people are bad as a terrorist, and this is how media shaped that view. Yes, until I started looking into it, and that's when my view has changed. So I think it's easy to be ignorant and just say that's how it is, because that's what media told me. I think reverting to Islam was natural. It was just a journey, and it happened very naturally. I didn't think about it, whether I should do it or not. Out of curiosity, I bought a book about the life of Muhammad, peace be upon him, by Martin Link, and I started reading his story. So during that journey, I got to the point in my life which wasn't the easiest, and that was the point when the October the 7th happened. I've been to Auschwitz concentration camp, I think about 3 times now, and it's a big part of our history. And I remember seeing photos there taken at the time by Germans of the starved children, and they didn't differ from the photos of what we see in Gaza. Children are starving, children are being killed, and that's how you see that history repeat itself. And that's what they did with Palestine. There is a lot of footage of the atrocities committed by Israel on Palestinians. Mothers or fathers holding their dead children, having remains of their children being brought up in a carton box. Even today, I saw an elderly man who passed away on the way back home from exhaustion, and you can still see how important it is for them to get back to nothing, just to their own land, and how happy they are. It's so building. It builds your faith, I saw a video of a boy in a rubble reciting Quran.
وقال اركبوا فيها بسم الله مجريها ومرساها إن ربي لغفور رحيم.
He must have been no more than 5 years old. You could see how much faith people have, and even children. It was amazing. I reverted to Islam right after the October the 7th. I think it was just after Ramadan last year when I started fasting on my own. And I realized I completely on my own. I don't have any Muslim friends. I don't have anyone to break the fast. And I reached out to a Muslim group by Grand Mosque where I live. And they put me in touch with my now sisters and my new family. And we spoke about it, and they said, "Oh, you are so ready. You are Muslim already." And I had a lot to learn from those people, and that's what happened. It was a journey, and it was the best decision that made me the happiest person I've ever been. There are so many values in Islam that people who don't know Islam have no idea about, and maybe if they did, would change their perception. Islam is a beautiful religion, it's a peaceful religion, it's a religion of surrender. It teaches you that you shouldn't harm anyone else, you should help other people, you should help other Muslims, but not only Muslims, you should be kind to every human being, because Allah, the best creation, are His favorite creation. He favors humans more than His angels. SubhanAllah.
Salwia, welcome to Istanbul.
Thank you.
Istanbul is a great place for learning about Islam. People have come to this city from different countries to learn about Islam, as majority of the people are Muslims. Maybe I should share with you the idea of patience in Islam, because Islam gives a lot of importance to patience. But when we talk about patience, it doesn't mean that whoever does bad to you, you have to, say, okay, turn the other cheek.
Yes.
So basically, we show patience for certain things, hardships. You might have difficulties in life, financial difficulties. You might lose someone, you love at home, maybe from somebody from your family. It could be also, imagine you live a normal life and then all of a sudden you become disabled after a car accident or whatever. So basically all these things are testing for human beings. This is what Islam teaches us. First of all, Quran, the book that Allah has, sent to our Prophet. He always talks about patience. Like if you are patient enough, Allah is with you. So Rasulullah also, Prophet Muhammad also talks about patience. He says, if you show patience to hardships, you are the, like winner. So you're not the loser. But there's also patience for the things you do. Like as a Muslim, we have to, let's say, pray, yes, fast. But all these require actually patience, a bit of patience. It doesn't mean that, when people also attack you, for example, look at what's happening in Gaza. People have been actually occupied, killed, tortured, etc. And still the other side actually is claiming that they are the right side, and the other side is actually attacking them. So it doesn't mean that when you are oppressed, you have to show patience. When you're oppressed, you can show patience, but to a certain level. And your response actually must be with justice. You cannot transgress the limit. That's why patience is a great value that Allah talks about. Maybe more than 10 times it's mentioned in the Quran, many times in the Hadith as well.
I think everyone goes through difficulties in life, some greater, some smaller. Becoming a Muslim helps you to overcome to those difficulties in a lot easier way, because you just surrender yourself to Allah.